Good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm not sure the signal is down here. I'm not going to stay here for too long, but I want to start off this morning in a different type of water. I wanted to come down inside of the bath spring and take a little bath with you. As you can see, I am actually in the water now. It's a beautiful, beautiful morning here. And I gotta tell you, this water is freezing cold. You know it is. I've got like an 85-degree temperature outside and maybe about a 50-degree water, it feels like to me. You know, this is a really cold morning, but I want to wish you all happy good morning and welcome to Barbados. Welcome to the beauty of Barbados through my eyes. Welcome to the EMC gathering. Just welcome. Welcome to love and care and kindness and everything that's called positive in life. So we're going to start off this morning with our Serenity Prayer, and I think there's a beautiful mural that was done here. Sorry about that little glitch just now. I seem to have pressed the wrong button, but it seems to have still kept you on board. And you know, God, grant us the serenity to accept the things we cannot change, the courage to change the things that we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Your will, not ours, be done. Amen. Don't have a clue why you pressed the finish button just now. You know, these things happen. So we said the Serenity Prayer, and we're going beyond that now. Now, this is a beautiful, beautiful little waterfall. I got some fish in the water here, putting some bites in me, so I'm going to get up now. Sorry, I don't have you know, I don't know what kind of fish are down in here, but I just took a few little nibbles there, so I guess they're pretty hungry because this is an isolated area. This goes right down to the Bath beach itself. I'm going to give you a view of it from the other angle. Very, very popular picnic spot. Just a beautiful, beautiful spot full of serenity. Just absolutely gorgeous. As you can see, that's where I was swimming just now. Yeah, we're not going to go back down there in a hurry though. Too many bites here in my butt just now for sure. You know, here we go. No one thing for sure. Didn't see any dorsal fins, so there are no sharks around. We have a spectacular sunrise for you, and this is why I'm a little bit late. I know my attendance records got some late entries on it, but don't mind. I was still a little extra long for you this morning to make up for that. Alright, the trek down here is quite easy. This is at the very end of Bath Beach. If you come into Bath itself and travel in a northwesterly direction to the end of it, you go over a small bridge that may terrify you because it looks very, very small, and that comes over the stream. And then you'll see a cart track that leads off onto your left that goes right up to what used to be the Earth Station, the Cable Wireless Earth Station here years ago. But this road is really not that easy to pass through now. Some horses and bicycles, I'm sure. But it used to be accessible by vehicle. It may still be, but it's going to be a little bit more challenging now for sure. As you can see, it narrows completely. We have a spectacular morning lined up for you. Just beautiful. I came on here this morning because it's low tide, and we've given all the other coastlines their fair shares of low tide this week, and I thought it's only fair that we came over to the east side. Now, Bath Beach is beautiful. Admittedly, there's still some sargassum, and that is an issue over here on the east coast for sure. Well, not an issue, it's something we have to live with because it's not gone anywhere yet, and normally by now it would be cleared for sure. We have a lot of strong winds today. Hopefully that won't affect our gimbal operation too much. We've done the hiking down through here. This goes to Congo Bay. And then if you continue going, you get to Martins Bay, and then you can work your way right through Glenburnie and into Bashba itself along the east coast. A really popular hiking trip. It actually starts from up by Concept Bay, up by College Savannah on the cliffs, and you can hike right down, as far down as you want, basically on the east coast, right down through lakes, Morgan Lewis, the whole way down. Beautiful, beautiful. Now the sun's getting a little bit bright. I did ask you this morning to wear darker makers, so I hope you have them on with you. What a beautiful, glorious day it is to be alive. I gotta thank God for the life that I've been given, because not only am I blessed with life and strength and good health, I'm also blessed with living on this rock, the place all of you all so want to be. And a lot of locals are on here, and a lot of Caribbean family as well. Lots of sisters from Trinidad have joined us recently, and also from St. Vincent as well. So welcome to all of my Caribbean neighbors. Love you all just as we love everyone else, but I know you're close to home, so come on over when you get the opportunity and enjoy some of this rock with me, please. Look at the sunrise that we have for you this morning. We have some clouds around, so I have on my haversack. Well, not my haversack, but my bag, my umbrella bag, I like to call it, or Angie's umbrella Bajan bag. And I have that on this morning because I wasn't too sure of the conditions we would get. And I really don't want to stop transmission. I'd rather pull an umbrella and continue than tell you all goodbye. So we're going to go through this here this morning. Now, we were up on the cliffs. We did a full high-res video up on the lower ledge of College Savannah, and I pointed out to you the coconut tree and the home that was in the distance that we would have seen as being the ultimate point you can see from along the coastline if you're on this sea elevation here, actual beaches. You can't see Raggy Point from here at all. That is around the corner. So that is College Savannah that you will see in the distance there. We did, I said, a high resolution video up there. We have not done a section between Bell Point and Concept Bay and Bath. And the only reason for that is lots of sargassum in Concept Bay. So I don't want to do that at the moment. I'm going to time that when it's better conditions over there. All right, let's have a look around and see what we have here. We're going to do a silent 360 starting with the sun, ending with the sun. So put on those darker makers and get ready. Beautiful way to start the day, just magnificent views. So just to give you a little information of where we are and stuff and what we have covered before. We have covered all of the hiking trails from here right down into Bashaba, as far down as Cattlewash to the Big Rock, just beyond the Big Rock by Box itself. You will see the cliff that we had walked on last time that we were up here, and I said it had all slipped away. You can clearly see the slippages I've had there in the hillside over recent times. Now again, recent can mean years or it can mean months. I'm not too sure when that would have slipped, because the last time I actually hiked that trail was, I don't know, maybe about 10-12 years ago approximately, when we did a cleanup campaign from Martins Bay up here to Bath Beach, and that was a really interesting day, lots of fun, lots of pleasure at the end after we saw the amount of litter that we had removed. Just beautiful, beautiful areas. We're going to redo that hike again for you all one of these days, for those that missed it. But we're going to wait again until the Sargassum moves, because there's some little coves and bays that are between here and Martins Bay that you really should see under pristine conditions. So we're going to save that for you. But today I want to come over to this side of the island. I'll bring you this beauty. Darker makers, please. Just a glorious day. Now this is in the parish of St. John, and if my angel is on, which I'm sure she is, welcome to your favorite parish on the island, baby. That's for sure. Now she has, I would say, 1,000 favorite places here on the island, because she just loves the island. But this is one of her favorite spots in St. John, because it's undeveloped and countryside. And being from Canada and where she was living, she's accustomed and familiar with undeveloped and large areas of just nature. So over here is one of her favorite spots. Now remember last time we walked here, I was walking in my 4x4s, because the sargassum was so terrible out here that we were stepping in and going down to knee deep in certain spots. But today the low tide has afforded us a pathway below the sargassum, so we're going to have a lovely walk right up the beach instead of having to divert up onto the road section. I hope the signal is good this morning. There's cell towers all around out here, so I would hope everything is clear. We have behind us just over Conger Bay, and then we have all up over by the St. Mark's Church, and all up in that area there's cell towers as well. This is the stream that runs off of the same spring that we were just in. This is a year-round spring. Sometimes it's a little bit just trickly because there's not a lot of rain, and our dry season you'll find it not really as plentiful water coming off of there as normal. However, at this time of year it's usually fairly good, and then if we get any rains it's going to be just beautiful. Now I want to show you what I would have to say is exactly what we would do if we lived here. That being me and my angel, and that would be this: picking up all of the loose rocks and all of the stuff that floats in on the beach and creatively designing something out of it. This is what you got to call a real beach home, and creativity beyond belief. So I want to share this with you and show you just how beautiful these people have done. All the rocks and the broken pieces of wood and stuff that have floated in here, and all the buoys they've found on the beach. Just beautiful. I wouldn't mind that hanging in my yard. That is just lovely. So maybe I will start that collection. We do have some of the wood and stuff at home, but we haven't got any other fixtures yet. But when my angel comes back, we'll take care of that. Just beautiful. Now I've seen here many times with no sargassum at all. However, over the last 2 years, we have been seeing this. So if you are worried about sargassum, I will lend you a pair of sargassum filters that you can put on. and you will look beyond that and enjoy what we're seeing. Look at the trees and the beach that's visible and just the entire area. Stunning. Actually, this is so stunning, I'm going to give you a 180 just for your own eyes. Here we go. Now, the last time we visited down here was 84 days ago. Yes, if you were here for that video, imagine 84 days have gone since we were at Bath Beach. That is just unbelievable. You know, I was in, when I was looking at my lives this morning, because I don't want to do anything too close together, and I was saying, well, I wonder how far back Bath Beach was, and I was thinking maybe 3-4 weeks. But then when I realized it was 84 days ago, I had to say, time surely does fly. It is unreal. Now our low tide again, ultimate low tide this morning, beautiful for any of the coastlines. I see the waterman is on. He's trying to defend his shield. He's coming late in the week, so we'll see how that goes. But tomorrow will now most definitely be the deciding day, as I also see the other slingers all there lined off, taking some positions on that prestigious podium. All right, we're going to move up a little bit because the tide seems to be coming in a little bit. Now it shouldn't be, it actually should be going off. But we continuous walk, and if we have to scatter and go up on the beach, we will do so. You'll see lots of rocks and stuff around here. So this would be like, there would have been the coastal areas in the beginning before the island rose so much, and that would be what is left back from the weaker matter that had been eaten out as the islands started to come out of the ocean. You'll find that all along the east coast. You will see that in Bashaba, east coast itself, Cattle Wash. You'll also see it over on the northern side as well. We've seen that when we were down by North Point, etc. Over here has lots and lots of Bath beach homes. Beautiful, traditional style beach home. Bath has not lost its appeal, you know, to me at all. It is, I would say, probably the most laid back, beautiful area still in Barbados remaining. Now everything is beautiful, but I combine laid back and beautiful because it hasn't developed like the other coastlines. Even on the south, you're seeing lots of new homes coming up. Even in Cattle Wash, you're seeing a lot of large constructions go up on the beach. But Bath has remained as it was, just beautiful as it was years ago. So any of you that are familiar with Bath, you are stepping back in time today, and you will think you're actually experiencing what you were maybe 30, 40 years ago, because there's so little changes have happened down here in that time. I mean, I was obviously around at that time, and I can tell you there's very, very small changes. Small changes as in lifeguard hut and the NCC facility. Just over there, as you can see in the distance, they have all of the requirements that you would need to spend the day down here. Very, very, very popular picnic spot. That's post-COVID, just before COVID, sorry, not post. And it was heavily used. There's a massive car park that's been constructed behind here for all of the tour coaches and all of the B buses and ZRs that used to bring the guests down here. And this entire beach, especially around this area, this key area here, would have been packed with people on any bank holiday. Actually, the entire Bath would be packed because it offers shade all day long. Because the trees, the angle it is to the sun, the shade starts to come in at about 10 o'clock under all these tree areas here, and it does not go. So you could spend the entire day down here. I want to show you behind us as we're going as well. Visualize this with white sand, well, brown sand, which is the color of this side, golden sand. Visualize how this would be. Just beautiful. I'm going to keep quiet for a second and walk and let you hear all of these seabirds and things along here. Beautiful this morning. Enjoy. Now we're in a little Horseshoe Cove here. So all of the sargassum will mainly wash in and stay in this area. Because in here will be the least affected by the currents and stuff. You will see up the beach it starts to clear considerably, and that's where we're going now. Good morning to Zari from the Bath Beach House. Saw you this morning. Thank you for letting me park in your facility. Thank you for keeping an eye on the war wagon for me. Zari told me this morning that at present they're open Fridays, Saturdays and Sundays. So if you want to escape the rest of the island, because over here is very, very different. please come on over and spend some time with him. He offers hiking, kayaking, just anything that's beach oriented. He has all the facilities over here, restaurant, beach chairs, umbrellas, etc. I'll show you that in a few minutes time when we get to the end of our walk, but we can enjoy the beauty as we're going up here and talk more about what we're seeing. Now, as you see, there's still a lot of picnic benches in this area. This is not my favorite spot on Bath, to be honest with you. It is beautiful, but I'd rather a little bit away from the crowds, and that would be just in front of where we are right now. That we'll be going in a couple of seconds time. The wind is strong this morning, so if you all see some sudden jerks and fast rotations of the gimbal, you will understand why. But I much rather have a steady film or steady videos for down here than the other apparatus, which is what we call our hurricane kit. Now, all along this section where we are right now is a little cove. You can swim, hence the lifeguard hat, because this is the safest area for you to actually swim. You can swim here because the outer section is protected by a reef, a very shallow reef, as you will see in the distance where the waves are breaking. So in this section right here in front of the lifeguard hut is where I recommend that you swim, because you know, there are currents and stuff that do pull along here, but it's a beautiful sheltered cove, so it's just lovely there. However, with that being said, there's a channel that runs from right up in front of the beach house itself, the entire way down here on the inside of an inside reef that you can just float on. You can do kayaking out here if you'd like, but for me to soak out here is just the perfect thing to do. I've actually brought an aluminum beach chair here and sat on the reef at low tide. That's maybe about 10 yards off the shore itself, and just relax until the tide starts to shift. Just beautiful. Again, I apologize for the shifting of the gimbal. I'm going to see if I can do something with the wiring to try and control it a little better. Now, a lot of these homes are only lived in part-time in the year. I'm not sure if they're renting on them, so I think if you do have a real estate agent in the island, or if you want a recommendation, I have a very good friend of mine who does real estate, and you're here for a long period of time. If you're just here for a week or so, I will try and find out for you, but it's not anything it's too easy, because obviously the real estate agents concentrate more on the longer stays. But it is an escape from the world over here. This is like what Silver Sands is to me, except for there's a lot more homes right on the beach here than they are at Silver Sands. But this is the similar kind of atmosphere, a getaway from the world situation that you would experience over at Silver Sands or Silver Rock area. It is very, very unlike Bashaba and Cattle they're way different feeling, and everything is different. Although they're beautiful and they're very, very undeveloped in those areas as well, I think the quietest vacation you could possibly want would be right here at Bath Beach, without a doubt. I would say this would be the quietest, because at certain times of the year you won't see anyone here. In summer, a lot of these homes will be occupied, but usually throughout the year there are only one or two that are lived in year round, and therefore you'll find over here extremely quiet and peaceful. Lots of wind coming around the bend now. Alright, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you for a swim in the channel that I just so much talked about. So let me just get rid of my umbrella and my rain kit, and let's take a little swim. Alright, we talked about the channel. There's really no drop off here per se. Yes, there is a slight little thing, but nothing like what you would experience on the west coast. You can pretty much just walk in here quite comfortably and walk back out. The water over here is a little bit murky, as you can see. That is Sargassum, and I guess maybe a lot of the rainwater stuff is washing out the hills over the last week or so. Also has the water a little discolored, but I would say it's mainly Sargassum. But lovely. Now this channel goes out maybe for another 5 yards or so. So we're swimming, or we're dipping today between the shoreline and the inner reef, which is just under the water here at low tide. So here we go. Well, if you didn't notice it already, and if you did not know that we were on the east coast of the island, you would know so from the sounds that you would encounter just now in that 360. Because over here, the sea doesn't have a crashing wave. You do have a little slapping on the shore break itself, but you're hearing a continuous rumble that's associated with the east coast. Even on the southeast, you would get little breaks in the rumble. But when you start to get over to the east coast, especially with the outside reef here, you're hearing the waves clearly, continuously all the time. It's like a continuous sound. You can see just in front of us, a little piece of reef that are sticking up. That's not floating sargassum, that's actually reef there. And that is the reef I was telling you about. There is a step-up reef between here, going out to the channel, and then it drops off in a channel again, and then you have the outside reef, which you'll see the waves breaking on at the moment. If you're ever coming over to Bath Beach, just before you start to descend the hill into Bath itself, I recommend you drive out onto the scenic lookout point there and have a look at how the water comes through the channel here. It comes through just approximately where the middle of the screen is, and then it winds its way out through the inside bay. Just beautiful, especially when there's a big swell running. It's just lovely out here. I haven't spent a lot of time over here in the past years because, well, we have been here, I would say maybe 3 or 4 times a year, but that's pretty much it, because you know, over here is very quiet unless you're coming to picnic. I really wouldn't use here in the island tour that I'd be taking my Angel or any of my friends on, because what we would do is we would drive more on the coastline, but down here is off of the coastal road itself that you would use to go to Bashba and stuff. So unless you're actually coming to Bath Beach, you will probably bypass here and not even really know that this exists, because it's not on the road to your usual island tour. It is quite a ways off the actual road itself. Just lovely out here. Now right where you see this coconut, these pieces of coconut barks, or sorry, of actual coconut tree itself, parts of them, that is where I used to park and sit before. Reverse there, open the back of the war wagon, which at that time was a Suzuki Grand Vitara, and bring out my cooler and relax there for the day. Many times by myself, just bring my beach chair, put it on out here, and escape life for hours. Get a complete, you know, restart the life. That's what over here is. It is that peaceful. You can come over here and just get away from it all. There's really, I mean, you can't really find this at either Kettlewash or Bashaba. This is just unique to Bath. Just beautiful hills, and you can see a lot of haze and stuff in distance, but I don't know if you can make it out in this, but I can see Pico Tenerife from here. I can see the peak, but it's really under a lot of haze and sea spray, so you may not be able to make it out. But that's the entire east coast of the island, going right up to the northern area. Can't say the northern tip because you wouldn't see that from here. That would be just a little bit around the corner from Pico Tenerife. Alright, we started to see Concept Bay coming into light now. Concept Bay and St. Mark's Church just up there on the cliff. That is the highest point, would be St. Mark's Church, the Anglican church. We've got a few videos up there as well on the YouTube channel, so if you want to have a look from up there on a crystal clear day in higher resolution, please have a look up there. It's beautiful. Just lovely scenery from up there. Elevated scenery where you can look right around to Ragged Point and right along to the north of the island. Just beautiful from St. Mark's Church. You see, even if there's a bigger beach house down here, it hasn't lost its charm of beach homes. You know, it is just beautiful. Big galleries, that is something that's traditional with beach homes on the east coast of the island, because most of the time you spend on that. And to be honest with you, from my recollection of all the years I was down here, you have a beach home down here, and on a weekend, unless it is you know, vacation time where the kids are around and stuff, you will have your entire posse, which will be your friends and your friends of your friends, and sometimes their friends, coming to spend the weekend with you. So that gallery will turn into maybe a bed area that people will lie down if necessary, because when you're crashing on the east, you don't have to have luxuries of a bed. That's something we've learned. House that normally has 3 bedrooms can have with 20 people on it very easily. That is love. That's how we do it. That's how families do it. And that is what you'll find over here. A lot of families, a lot of family picnics. Just beautiful. You're going to be bypassing the sun quite a bit, so remember, darker makers are definitely important today for sure. You see all of Bath itself, the Bath Cove that we were just in, the bay, has just started to disappear. So that's because we're actually rounding the angle now. This is the point here that you get around to where the beach house would be. But you can also see the water is beginning to get a little clearer as well. and lots less sargassum in this area. When we did here 84 days ago, this beach was full of sargassum. We couldn't have walked any sand. As I said, I did this in my 4x4s. I would not even have dared do this here in my beach shoes, because I didn't know what was laying below the sargassum. It's not that the sargassum has any sharp objects that grow on it, but it just is a lot of them are buried under it. Look, I'll just take you a little brief look here, but I see the house is occupied, so I don't want to go too close. But that is what the traditional beach house looks like down here. You will see it is not spoilt down on this side of the island at all. I noticed in Cahalwash there's some massive structures going up there. I just hope it doesn't change the whole ambience of the place, because Cahalwash is also a beautiful place as well, and so is Bashaba. You know, whatever you want, this island has it. If you want peace, laid back, tranquility, sereneness, just no one around, this is the place. This, or even Concept Bay, because there's some beautiful little beach homes at Concept Bay. We talk about that when we get to there. If you want something a little more like surf oriented, beach culture, as in surfers and stuff, Bashaba. And then Cahalwash sort of like sits in between the two of those. You know, Cahalwash is easy access to Bashaba, lots of nature, lots of hills, lots of hiking, just beautiful, beautiful natural terrain. So it changes. Even on this coastline, everything changes. And that is what I keep trying to stress to everyone. Don't think you've come to Barbados if you sat on a beach in the south coast, or if you go off a cruise ship and took an island tour drive. You haven't experienced Barbados. Barbados is when you can put your feet on the ground and you can walk around without any time restraints, and you can take the peace and the beauty and the love in as you wish to take it in. And don't have any worries about any getting back home to a cruise ship that's blowing its horn, or running back to a hotel room, or getting back to your beach because of happy hour. No, come out and explore the island. Enjoy the island all times of day. It's just beautiful. I'm not going to sit here because there's a lot of coral right where I am, or a lot of rock reef. So I just want to bring you here so I can, a little bit further off, so I can give you a 360 of this location. Can't remember if we did it clockwise or anti-clockwise. If I start to get dizzy, I would know I'm repeating it again the same way. But it's possible, don't mind. I'm not going to fall down today. You know, just an indication of how the EMC is spreading our wings. This morning when I go over here, Zari came out and spoke to me and said that a friend of his had called him and told him we were coming over to Bath in St. John. Now, I haven't seen Zari for years. I didn't even know that he was aware of what we are doing. And you know, that just shows there are a lot of people that come on and watch the vlogs and just see the love that's being shared. Even if they don't comment, they're still coming on and having a look at what we're doing. That is the important thing. You know, yesterday we had 113, 114, including myself, of us that are there sharing love and offering the world something completely different. Now that talks to me millions and millions and millions of lives, because for every 1,000 people that watch what we're doing, we'll probably walk away, say 900 of them will walk away with positive attitudes. And those 900 will interact with more people, and those people will interact with more people. So our EMC doesn't just stop with the people that are online viewing live, or the people that come and watch the video later on in the day on Facebook or YouTube. It goes on beyond that. The word is spreading, and that's because we are positive. And in this day and age now, that is what we all need. Something positive in our lives, something to keep us in hope and you know, grow with it. Because I live in peace. When I leave here every day, you know, I feel as though everything is being taken off of me. I feel like the lightest possible feather, and I'm just literally blowing through life. And that is the honest truth. You know, anytime that I come and I hit start live on this phone, I transform immediately. No matter how bad the day has been, no matter how rough the night has been, no matter what I was thinking of, I transform immediately, and that is because of the love and the care and the kindness that's expressed in here by everyone. Just lovely homes, really lovely homes. This is the kind of home that I'm going to do a staycation in as soon as my angel comes back. No question about that at all. I won't say this one because that's going to be out of my price range. And also, what nonsense would two people be doing staying in a place like this? This is something for a family. That's something you will come over here if you got like a whole set of kids and friends of theirs and stuff, you know, and let them enjoy this beautiful side of the island. Just stunning, stunning views. But every one of these homes have a gallery, no matter how small. There's a gallery so they can come out and sit down and enjoy the beauty of the day. I see a comment about I am so blessed. You better believe it, and I never take that for granted. God has given me blessings beyond my wildest dreams, and every day He's asked me to share that with all of you. So, and that is what I do. That is what this all has been about from the very beginning. And now the difference is that I no longer just share it with you. You share it with your friends, you share it with your family, you share it with everyone around you. That is just beautiful. Now, low tide will enable us to walk around here. If this was high tide, there are certain areas down here that will be a little more difficult and challenging to get around. Especially as we're on the east coast. Right now it's very calm today. Usually it's calm in the summertime, unless there's a system that's passing to the east of the island. It is usually down here, can be like a lake. You could think you're on the west coast down here, and that is non-exaggeration. At certain times of the year, especially September, you can find like light south breezes with no swell whatsoever. And it turns out here and transforms out here into one of the calmest areas you will see on the island. We have one more day to go this week, folks. We've had an amazing week, and the low tide has hit right, and we've done a lot of low tide beaches. We're really being able to show you the beauty and the calmness of some areas on this island. If you're on the island, I know the waterman and numerous other people are on this island. Get out today and explore. I know that's what you're going to do anyhow, but I just want to remind you, don't sit around the resort too much unless you're tired. Try and get out and explore. This island has so much to enjoy, and as you can see, it doesn't cost you a cent. Well, besides the gasoline and the rental car that you may need to get here, or the transport or a bus if that is your mode of transportation. This is why I love down here. And that, I don't know if you all saw that stumble, but that stumble was an Olympic style recovery for sure. So there you go. And kicked a big rock on the beach. That's when I was looking at these homes here to try and show you how beautiful they are. I was looking around a little bit and not paying attention to where I was walking, but don't mind. I didn't go down, and if I went down, I'm going to get back up. I'm like a ball, bounce right back up quickly. I'm showing you a lot of the scenery on the land because it is so beautiful. I mean, and so unlike anywhere else. You cannot find this anywhere else on the island, except for, as I said, Concept Bay, but in a very small way. Concept Bay have a very small section of beach homes, but otherwise that, this is the only place that you will find these quaint homes without the larger structures on them now. Majority of you, as you can see, are all wooden based. Just lovely. Now I want to do the walk between here and Concept Bay, but on the beach area. I'm not sure if it's makeable. It looks fairly good this morning most of the way, but I noticed there's some sections up there that will require 4x4, so we won't be able to do that today for sure. But I think the very next low tide we'll try. Hopefully Sargassum will be gone by then, and we can walk from here and do our walk up into Concept Bay and take in that section of the island. I'm going to do a revised map fairly soon, but instead of having the beaches, because all the beaches were on the previous one, but instead of having that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in where we've hiked, and every hike that's touching each other will have a different color. So you'll see this is where we've hiked, and every color will be information as to the date that it was done and also the location, so that you'll be able to follow it really clearly. Because I know a lot of you all are hiking now and not just coming to the beach and sitting on the beach. You're actually starting hikes and going on the trails and enjoying Barbados the way that you're seeing it, because this may be something new to you. This is something that maybe you were doing before. Maybe I'm just talking to you and you're saying, well, Nick, I already do that. But I can guarantee you there are thousands that come here that do not do this. And this is the type of tourism that we are promoting, something that's different from everything else that you have experienced before. We're telling you to come here and enjoy the natural beauty that this island has to offer. And along with that natural beauty comes with the friendliest and kindest people in the world, the most serene and peaceful feelings and atmospheres, and without a doubt, some of the most natural beauty there is in the world. Just look at this. If you're on the island, I urge you please to take in some of this beautiful, beautiful area called Bath Beach. Come and take a walk, but do it in the morning early. We have a couple more days of lowish tide, so you can like do maybe 7 or 8 o'clock before it really starts to get hot, and enjoy some of the low tides. You can see all the beaches exposed, and it's beautiful now. Last time we were here, the water was hitting those boulders there. Right now it's way back, so the low tide is perfect. All right, we talked about the beach house at Bath, and this is it here coming into view now. It's just beautiful. Now he lives upstairs, but downstairs is where it's opened up. All of the facilities are here if you want to hike. I'm going to put up a picture of one of his sandwich boards for you as well, so you will see. And this is not a promotion, and it is not paid publicity. It's just because I want you to know what you can do in Barbados. My journey through God is to show you the best that I can show you and the positiveness that I can show you. And this is one of the stops that will make your day if you are interested in coming over here. Remember though, they're only open Friday, Saturday and Sunday at the moment because of the COVID situation. But beautiful. You can see all the kayaks. They do a lot of kayaking out here. They also have all their umbrellas and their beach facilities and restaurant facilities up behind there as well. And they're very, very popular for hiking, because they will hike all through these hills where you'll see myself and our hikeologists go, all up through the concept area and all up through the Coastline College and all around. Just beautiful, beautiful. So you can see we can make Concept Bay at a very low tide. I know there's a section there just beyond the rocks that we're going to have to do or stumble through. So it's going to be a little bit difficult choosing my attire to make it on that day. But I'll probably just wear my awesome 4x4s and just go through the water with them as other water shoes, because I don't want to limit it. Now these are all of the posts that were for the railway that used to run from Bridgetown along the east coast. So you will see these are where all the railway tracks were. And you can understand that this would not have been put out here on the water's edge. So it must have been a little more land or something in this area originally. I don't think, unless I had it bridged, I'm not too sure the technology they had in those days. But this is where the train used to run. And you can see those uprights all the way through the Concept Bay. Just beautiful. I actually haven't been in this section. I don't want to walk any further because I'm going to save this one here for us the next time around. I hope you all have had a fantastic day. I have thoroughly enjoyed this. I don't ever not enjoy it, and that is the honest truth. I can't say there's one day since January 21st when we started these live broadcasts I have not been thrilled to get wherever I have been. Remember, I do a lot of island tour driving. I've done a lot of exploring the past, but a lot of places that I'm going now I have not been for a long time, and that is because I got into the trend of just driving around the island. Of course I can stop anywhere, and as you can see there's beauty everywhere in this island, so you don't actually have to come down in Bath Beach to find it. But all of these areas are beautiful. Now Bath I come to, as I said, maybe 4 or 5 times a year. My angel, we come over the side here, drive through, sometimes stop, not for long times, but we do stop and enjoy the beauty of it. But there are other areas like the cliffs in the north. Haven't done them for years, and it's because of you all and the journey that God has me on, that has me in these beautiful areas. You know, I can show you all of what Barbados has to offer. I can explain to you the peace and the serenity that I feel out here. You can see it for yourself. There's no one around. It is peaceful as ever. I'm going to give you our last silent 360 from here, and then we're going to wrap up for this morning. So here we go. you all can breathe in that peace, because I'm going to leave that with you all for today. And as always, I'm going to remind everyone that you have to be happy with where you are. Yes, you're staying here, and I know that all of you want to be here. Even people that are living in Barbados would love to be here right now where I am. A lot of them are on their way to work. A lot of them don't have means to get over here. A lot of them just can't make the trip. A lot of them can't walk the beach. But they're getting the pleasure of seeing this here. But remember, your joy has to be with what you have, and that is when you reach a level of contentment. If you can be contented with what you have, you can see other stuff and appreciate it for what it is, but it doesn't diminish the love and the passion and the contentment you have for those things that are around you. That is the important thing. I have found that in my life. I don't know what works for other people, but what works for me is to be contented with what I have. Now, that's easy for me to say. I guess people are saying, hey man, well, look at where you live. Of course you can be contented. I would be contented if I lived there. But my life doesn't happen here. This doesn't feed me. This doesn't do anything for my life itself. The visions that I'm having gives me the peace and the serenity. But I still have the realities that all of you all have. You know, I still have the worries of how tomorrow will come. Where will food come from? How am I going to be able to support the cause? You know, that is going on and on in my life. Will I be sick? Am I sick? Do I have to go to the doctor? You know, they're all the same things that you experience, I experience. The difference is that I have, well, not the difference, but the only difference between us is I live in Barbados. You live where you live. I can bring in the beauty of Barbados, but please be contented with the beauty around you and the peace that you are experiencing. Don't wait for that vacation to be happy, or don't wait for that new car to be happy. Be happy with what you have and just find the contentment. It is a freedom that I have earned in my life, and that's by following God. God has given me that contentment. God has given me the peace. God has given me the hope. He's given me the direction. And as you can see, He's given us the EMC. And look at how amazing it is. I am sure all of you this morning are going to leave here just happy with what you've seen and eager to get here. But once again, love what you have. Don't love something you don't have, because that doesn't work for you in this life. You know, you'll have a fantastic day. I love you all. I am the Bajan warrior, and that's a warrior for peace, love, kindness, hope, anything positive. And I'm with my friends and family who are called the EMC crew, who have the same outlook on life and want the same things in life that I do. That's peace, harmony, and love. Have a fantastic day, everyone.